Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So as you can see here, the market has rebounded a little bit. It's really striving to make its way out of this hole and keep moving upward. That's my opinion. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about this later in the video. We're going to talk about Bitcoin heating up too quickly, or is it too quickly? Is this normal? Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Bitcoin right now trading at 11,880, up 0.05%. Ethereum 306, up 0.22. XRP trading at 0.418. That's up 1.19%. Guys, the total market cap here for the crypto market just over 338 billion. So we're steady there. Okay, money isn't flowing out of the market, so that's good. We're holding steady there. Now let's look at the charts. This is Bitcoin on an hourly, and as you can see, after this dump that we experienced a couple of days ago, we did see a bit of some upward momentum. Okay, buyers were seeing that Bitcoin had corrected over 20%, and they realized that was a good time to buy. So of course, demand exceeded supply. Saw a shift up here, and then another bit of a dump here, as you guys can see, and now we're kind of consolidating here, basing in this region. We are seeing upward momentum, but what is the future of this short-term trend? This is what we have to ask ourselves. In the news, I saw this. Bitcoin's volatility is by design, says prominent market analyst as he explains Bitcoin's recent surge. So let's take a look at this. Bitcoin's surge over the $10,000 mark caused massive FOMO from retail, pushing the price as high as 13,500 plus on some exchanges. This rally came after almost a year in the bear market, during which the price of Bitcoin was either moving down or sideways. So this is from Matty Greenspan, senior analyst at eToro, and he says, we need to remember that volatility is by design as far as Bitcoin is concerned. Satoshi Nakamoto made sure that no more than 21 million Bitcoin were ever going to be mined, but so far there have been about 17 million mined. Of those, I would estimate that only 30% are actively being traded. Only 30%. So we have to remember Bitcoin scarcity. We have to remember a few things here. About 10 years ago was when Bitcoin was released on the world. And from then, people were mining Bitcoin. People were trading Bitcoin, using Bitcoin to buy pizzas, okay, using it at Bitcoin festivals. And so Bitcoin was in circulation early on. If you go onto YouTube and look up Bitcoin mining and look at the videos from 2010, 2011, 2012, it's really kind of funny because at that time, Bitcoin was only ranging from a few cents to, a few dollars, give or take. And I have a feeling that not a lot of those people realized how high Bitcoin could ultimately go down the road. In 2017, we saw Bitcoin hit a high price of $20,000 per BTC. But you got to think to yourself, do you even remember the computer you were using in 2010, 2011, 2012? Maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you guys even have the same computer, which if that were the case, I do feel sorry for you. But think of electronics. Think of built-in obsolescence. Think of how much we just get rid of and throw away, especially when it comes to electronics and especially when it comes to computer products. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have had 2 or 3 different computers since 2010. So let's put this into perspective. Bitcoins have indeed been mined, been traded, been kept on computers, and because the Bitcoin price at those times weren't that high, those computers have likely been trashed and are now in a dump buried somewhere. The Bitcoins lost forever. So the senior analyst explained that since the number of Bitcoins being traded on exchanges was relatively low, this would mean that the liquidity was less. Hence, the price of Bitcoin would rise or fall tremendously whenever there was a new wave of demand. There are estimates that the percentage on Bitcoin, Matty Greenspan estimates only 30% are actively being traded. We're not even considering the people who are just hodling Bitcoin. There was another article here. This was again back from November 2017, so a little old, but it does state nearly 4 million Bitcoins are lost forever, new study says. Let me just read you a little bit of this. Just as gold bars are lost at sea or $100 bills can burn, Bitcoins can disappear from the internet forever. When all 21 million Bitcoins are mined by the year 2040, the actual amount available to trade or spend will be significantly lower. According to new research from Chainalysis, a digital forensics firm that studies the Bitcoin blockchain, 3.79 million Bitcoins are already gone for good, based on a high estimate, and 2.78 million based on a low estimate. Those numbers imply that 17 to 23% of existing Bitcoins, which are today worth around 8,500. Again, this was November 2017 and Bitcoin was trading at 8,500. Today, those would be worth 11.8. Okay, so 11,800. And so they're stating that 17 to 23% are lost forever in dumps on computers. When Bitcoin was trading at pennies, people didn't care about them, and so now they're gone. While others have speculated about the number of lost Bitcoins, the Chainalysis findings are significant because they rely on a detailed empirical analysis of the blockchain where all Bitcoin transactions are recorded. So this article is really good, guys. I'll link it in the description. We got a little infographic here, some charts down here, tables. So if you want to read this further, you can. So getting back to Matty Greenspan and this article here, the volatility is built in. Since there are only 21 million that are ever going to exist, and let's say 17 to 23% are lost forever, that just makes Bitcoin even scarcer. Now, what does that mean for the market as a whole? These wild swings, we're going to see them, and they are just normalized. I think that this is what we have to realize. This is normal. You know, when I talk to stock traders and I talk to them about Bitcoin, they think that this is crazy. They think that this is insane because in the stock market, we don't see these kinds of wild swings, and when we do, there is usually a big problem with the particular security that is behaving this way. Okay, but this is normal in crypto, which is insane. Like to so many stock people, this just blows their mind. I love it because the volatility is where you make money. Okay, and you guys should love it too. This is why I say to whoever, this is not for the faint of heart. And you know, the people I've been getting into crypto, you know, I ask that I text them every now and then, you know, saying, hey, you know, you loving this rally? Just be careful because it could drop just as quickly. You know, sure enough, they're seeing their, their balance go up and up and up, and they're loving it. And then some of them, when the crypto market dumps, they're like, what the heck just happened? I'm like, guy, take it easy. We're in it for the long haul. And so let me talk about this for a second. I saw this on Ethereum World News. So despite today's surge, Bitcoin may be in for some sideways trading. And this has to do with the fact that we did really see huge moves for the last, let's say, 2 months. Okay, May was bullish and June was very bullish, and now we're seeing some retracement. We're seeing some healthy corrections. So let me put Bitcoin on the daily for a second here. And guys, the reason I'm talking about Bitcoin a lot today is because it is the pulse of the market. So I know a lot of you guys hold XRP, but really we have to always look at Bitcoin in order to gauge what the other cryptos will be doing. Once real world utility kicks in, that will be a different story. But for now, all eyes are on the BTC. So what was I talking about? Right, sideways trading. Going back to this, so Bitcoin on a daily, and as you can see, we hit a high of roughly 14,000. It was about 13.8, and then corrected right down here to about 10,300, and now vacillating. Okay, I think we're gonna find that this will be a new level of resistance. Okay, I don't know how long. I don't even know if we will. We might shoot up from here. We might shoot up real quickly, but if we do kind of vacillate into this zone for a while and trade sideways before moving up again, I think that would be okay. I don't think that would be terrible. Okay, let me just show you Bitcoin's history back here. So, for example, again, this is Bitcoin on the daily, and let's go back here to 2017 and the run up before that big parabolic move in 2017. Okay, if we look back here and we look at Bitcoin, and back in mid-July, or no, let's go back here. This is a better example. Back at the end of May 2017, okay, we saw Bitcoin start here, let's say, okay, start here. And so this is May 2017. It went up to, around here, it was trading at around, let's say, 1800 or so. It went up to a high up here of 29.85. Came back down, came up, down, and then came back down here. So this is by mid-July 2017. Okay, so trading right back in this same zone after seeing these gains. Then we saw losses. So guys, this is 2 months, okay? This is a 2-month period. Just to give you guys some perspective here. 2 months. If we traded sideways for 2 months today, I'm sure a lot of you might just get so frustrated because you've been hodling for so long and you deserve better. Well, we all believe that, don't we? Okay? We didn't breach this high until this day here, August 5th. So, 2.5 months. And then after 2.5 months, we hit that high. And then finally, we broke through, making a new high on September 2nd to about 4,900 per BTC. So guys, just to put some things into perspective here, trading sideways could happen, and it's likely to happen. I mean, we've seen it in the past, and it wouldn't be a terrible thing. We don't want this market to heat up too quickly because that is not sustainable. So what does this all mean? Well, there is an analyst from this article, the Sideways article, and this is quoting Matoshi Kaku on Twitter. Matoshi Kaku, another popular crypto analyst on Twitter, spoke about this possibility saying, and I'll read the tweet down here. So, as you can see, the price stabilized its range already. All we need to know is to be patient and trade the waves, either distribution or accumulation, since dominance will top in no time. I'd say a good alt season is around the corner. And so this is a theory that Matoshi Kaku has, and some other traders have. When Bitcoin starts trading sideways, people kind of get frustrated. They take their money off the table and then they pump it into alts. So could we see an alt season, or rather a mini alt mini season, mini wave, let's call it, in and amongst this bull run? It is possible. Okay, so we could see alts like XRP, maybe some of the lower priced coins that are higher up on the coin market cap list. We could start seeing them surge if Bitcoin does trade sideways for a longer-ish period of time. Okay, and going back to this interview here from David Schwartz, guys, you got to remember, I don't know if any of you guys, or I'm sure some of you guys have seen this interview. I think you all should be watching this interview with David Schwartz. He does talk about some interesting topics regarding XRP, but when faced with the question about the price of XRP, David Schwartz did indeed state that the market is still so immature and that a lot of the coins are still following the price of Bitcoin. David Schwartz even mentions that. So XRP trading to the beat of Bitcoin is still essentially what's happening. If we look real quickly here on the hourly, we can see this is Bitcoin on the hourly. Look at XRP, guys. It's the same pattern, okay? The dump and then up and then down. I mean, they're not going to be carbon copies of one another, but you can see the pattern, the dump, up, then down. Okay, but going back to what I was saying, if Bitcoin does trade sideways, we could see some movement for alts. I don't think that is totally out of the question. And guys, just to leave you off here with this, Crypto Sarah on Twitter, that's Altcoin Sarah on Twitter. So apparently there are only 70 days that Bitcoin has been unprofitable to buy. This means that if you've bought Bitcoin at any random point in time, there's a 98.17% chance that you're profitable. Only 70 non-profitable days. And this makes a lot of sense. If you go back to Bitcoin here on the daily, we are ultimately trading here, okay? We're trading up here. So if we put a line where we're trading, and I don't know when that infograph was... whoops, we don't want that line. We want a line going horizontally. So the top of where we're trading here, and I don't know when that graph was made. So it could have been made at any point in time. But realistically, if you bought Bitcoin above this line, you are unprofitable for now. I mean, we are going to make new highs in my opinion. And essentially, if you bought Bitcoin under this price, you are profitable. So that's most of the days of that Bitcoin has existed. So guys, when in doubt, just remember, this bull run is just beginning. We do not want it to heat up too quickly. Trading sideways for a period of time could be a good thing for Bitcoin's overall health and for altcoins in the meantime. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.